would happen. Somewhere inside you lives a girl I'd like to know. When I get next to you, you've got somewhere to go. So I run away from you. I run away. I keep running and running and running. I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, corn dog lovers of all ages, welcome to In the Box with your hosts, Matt and Adam.
And Geo.
Everybody get...
You like that?
Hello.
Cinematic effect. Hello, everybody. Welcome
guys.
to In the Box Live on Monday night, October, 11th or something.
Yep.
Welcome to Matt's video. Bye, Matt.
Audio.
Matt is having technical difficulties because he's apparently at Donna's house on her internet. So, which reminds me, this is going to be the week we're going to do the fundraiser show, and we just didn't do it. Eric Berger, Central Division Unite, yes. Hey, Brad.
Jinx.
I don't have a Coke down here.
No, well.
What do we do? We got a bunch of stuff to talk about.
We do.
Schedule came out. There's sports betting now. We have some guests tonight, I think.
Something like that.
Going on.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff going on with the league, and I think, well, I guess we'll get into it in a little bit how we feel.
Another season with. All right, Matt's trying to talk, but he's not live, and nobody
So what
can
he's
hear him.
saying is,
All right.
That is correct.
So Matt has video, but Matt has audio but no video. So just pretend Matt's there. I could put a picture in his place, but we're about to change pictures here, and you won't be able to see him anyway.
you know what you could do, right?
I could put the corn dog there, but I don't have that in the other scene.
Oh
It
man.
won't work. So Matt, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. So
All right.
okay, so picture me. So picture me in the IB-26 hat and in a hoodie, but I replaced the
He's turning into a robot.
logo.
Hey Matt, your audio sucks.
It just fell apart, Matt. You got halfway and it just fell apart.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there,
I
Matt.
don't know. It was working fine for a while, and then we started having shows again, and it didn't work anymore.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So I have a bunch of stuff to talk about, but I want to wait until Ian and Matt. You want to send them the invite then?
Yeah.
We'll
So
get them
let's
going
get them
then.
on. So for all those that somehow don't know this, but Ian and Max are going to join us tonight, and I'm really excited to talk to them. Really excited to see some of their thoughts on the situations
Yeah.
going on in the league.
There's another year with a different division setup. So now we have 3 divisions.
Wait, hold on. Are they division or are they conferences?
I don't know. Sydney and I had this talk, and it got me thoroughly confused.
Because they say conference, right?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention.
All right, we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
So we have the East with your Baltimore, your UFC, your Harrisburg, and Florida, kind of in the East. I mean, it's over there. Central is Wave, St. Louis, Kansas City, and Dallas because they're kind of central. And then West is Chihuahua, who's even more central than Dallas, kind of. And then San Diego, Tacoma, and Ontario. 12 teams.
Chihuahua is closer to the West.
Kinda.
Okay, kind of. Well, I mean, the world is round, so.
It is?
Oh, damn it.
Jack says they're coalitions. I like that. We have the 3 coalitions.
So now I just understood what happened. So the league did a press release calling them conferences, of course. But on the website, they say divisions.
Oh. I wonder if the divisions thing is a limitation of the software they're running, though. The whole thing is organized by that league software thing.
But I think I like that better anyways. Divisions.
And just no conferences.
Yeah.
Maybe here's what we could do. Maybe we could bring in the NISL when they hit 12 teams, and they can be a separate conference. And then the 2 leagues will form 2 conferences within one super league.
So kind of like the NFL, huh?
Kind of, yeah. Only better because it's not football.
It's actual sports. I mean.
So, hey, I'm on my first season since I was in my teens that I have not watched a minute of football or a second of football this year.
I would applaud loudly, but it would sound too loud.
You can do the golf clap.
By the way, did you see the Oh, never mind. We're not talking about them, right?
We took the word MASL out of our name, so we can talk about whatever we want.
Okay. Did you see that the NISL is now to 2 teams?
Down to 2 teams?
Up to 2 teams.
No, NISL is up to 3 teams.
It's up to 3 teams?
It's the Memphis Americans started out first, and then the second team I can't remember, and then the third team I can't remember.
There's the Columbus Rapid.
Yep, that's the third team. Who was the second?
Oh, see, now you're going to make me look at this because I didn't know we were, whoa,
yeah, careful.
Whoa.
Careful what you're saying there.
I didn't know that the league was up to 3. It's not a we.
Yeah, the league is up to 3. That was a while ago. That was like a month ago.
Really?
And they're supposed to announce their 4th pretty soon.
Oh.
Sorry, and Mr. Haynes or Corey Adamson, if you guys are watching and we are ignorant of your league.
we're trying. Look, we're coming current almost.
So if I Google NISL, it's the Northern Illinois Soccer League, right? That we're talking about?
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh, it's the NISL NPL division? No. It's a National Indoor Soccer League. I got it. This software looks very familiar.
It looks like they borrowed it from somewhere.
Borrowed it. Oh, the Fayetteville Fury. Oh, that's right. So it's not in California. It's also not in Canada.
It's also not in the MLS with the Rapids.
Right. And it's also not the Cedar Rapids Rapids, as some announcers called them. So Jack says they're also a coalition, so we could just bring them in as like a southeast type conference thing, coalition in the MASL if we want. But we don't really want to.
That's interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do things, if they do broadcasts, how the women's and men's teams work together, if they get enough people to stay for both games.
It's interesting. So they got the idea from Mexico, right? Where they would have a women's game, but then a few hours later they would have the men's game. So it was completely different timing, but they played typically, sometimes majority of the times, on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have the women's go like midday, give people time to go home, do whatever. And then at night they'll have the men's game. Now, certain games where the women's played, like let's say two of the top teams would play, they would have a night game, and it would be the only game. It would be like a Friday night, and then the men would play the following that Saturday or Sunday at night.
Do you think there's more of a chance of people staying for both games, or people going to both games if they're back to back versus several hours apart?
I don't. I mean, surprisingly enough, they were always packed. So, but then again, down there, that game is really popular.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm crazy enough to stay for a 4-hour game.
But who would be crazy enough to stay with you for the 4
Well,
hours?
that's true.
Not shouting you out.
No. Yeah, I know. I get it. But your typical soccer family barely can make it through 3/4 of a regular game before the kids just go bananas and lose their minds, and the parents just want to get out of there. So for them to stay for 4.5 hours seems, because they said they were going to try to get every game done within 2 hours, then a half an hour break in between. By the time you get there half an hour earlier, you're looking at 5 hours of arena time. And if they do like autographs or anything afterwards, you're looking at extra time. I don't see a lot of families doing that. I see a lot of families, maybe because the same ticket buys both games. I see a lot of families maybe going to the first game and they're going, "Oh, we'll come back for the second game," and then just never come back. And then you have like, will the arena allow re-entry?
Right. How interesting. Would they also, let's say there's a different crowd for the first game than there is the second game, can they resell that same seat?
Oh, that's a good question. From everything that I've seen, and granted it hasn't been much, and that's not to say they haven't done a good job marketing, I just haven't paid them enough attention. I think they're selling it as one ticket, one seat for the whole thing.
Because I will say the Columbus Rapid, their Instagram page and some of the graphics are top notch.
Well, Memphis Americans just hit 9,000 or 10,000 likes on Facebook in 3 months or whatever it is. They've done a really good job there.
Now, how active is the following? I haven't paid attention to that.
I haven't really either. I know Paul Lapointe is in there all the time. Paul Lapointe is a fan, so
Oh, I mean, yay!
Hey, did you send the invite to those guys?
I did. Ian just saw it, so he should be joining shortly.
All right.
And I mean, we can get right into certain things. We could talk about what we think about the divisions while we wait, because I have a few opinions. So when I was looking at this division, I'll talk about the East first, right?
By the way, before we get into this, on the MSL page, and this confused a lot of people that asked me, oh, they fixed it now. Never mind.
JK.
It used to be if you clicked on the schedule, it only showed the schedule up until like January.
Oh no, they fixed that like 3 days after.
And now they fixed it, so if you go, okay, so never mind. Okay, go ahead with what you're saying.
No, I was gonna say at first I was, Harrisburg was losing a lot of players, and there's a rumor there's another player coming or leaving, should I say?
From where?
Or did they already announce it?
Hang on. Wait. How do I do this? There we go. Ian, are you there? You're on mute.
You're on mute. This is a new fancy system, Ian.
The new fancies, just yeah. Higher upside down, higher sideways. But your video works, and you can hear us based on your smile on your face. I don't think I can control. Oh, now you're gone.
I should let him know when he join with both audio and.
Yeah, we're trying to get Ian here, folks.
If Matt isn't here and Max hasn't joined, can we just use Ian's video on Matt?
We could.
And then we could just call Ian Matt.
Is Max not joining?
He hasn't seen the invite, so I don't know.
Ian, can you hear us?
Maybe. Oh, we just heard something. Not anymore. Blame Adam with these fancy new systems.
We had this problem with one of the Sunflower guys.
What did they do to fix it?
I have no idea. They just played around with it for a while, and then it finally worked.
Ah, I see. Well, while we try to get this working, like I was saying, actually, let me double check. I thought that Harrisburg, no disrespect to Harrisburg fans or anything, I thought Harrisburg was going to be the weaker of the teams. And I still kind of do, but the more I look at it, it looks like it's going to be a tough conference. The West might be the toughest, but I think the East is going to be tougher or close to it.
Here's what I think. We'll start with Central because that's where they're listed on the webpage.
You dirty dog.
I think the Central is so this is all on paper with maybe a slight bias. I think the Central's pretty much decided. I think the East is 3 teams playing for 2 spots, and I think the West is 4 teams playing for 2 spots.
You really think Harrisburg's not going to put up a run?
Not as easily as the rest.
So I thought that too, but for some reason something's telling me. So there's a rumor that they're going to lose another key player, should I add, that had a phenomenal season last season.
Harrisburg didn't have a season.
Well, he had a season last season.
Elton?
No, Elton did play in San Diego, didn't he? Oh, where did he play?
Ian, can you hear us at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. There we go.
Yeah, we figured it out. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Welcome, buddy. What's up, bud?
What's going on? What's the word, man? What's going on?
It's been a while.
Oh man, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been crazy.
What have you been up to in the off season, man? Have you played anywhere?
Nah, to be honest, just relaxing, honestly, just enjoying it. Just enjoying family time and just coaching, man. Just coaching and just trying to get ready for the season, see what's going on. So yeah, it's nothing too crazy.
That's good. The podcast though, man. Great work.
Yeah. The podcast is doing work. We're taking off. We're just busy, man. To be honest, just real busy. But yeah, it's it is what it is.
Yeah. You gotta stay busy.
There we go. Matt's off the show. Sorry, Matt.
I have a new host.
Yeah. You gotta take away this. Wait a minute. We gotta take away this Utica. There we go.
People are gonna think Ian's
rough,
going to
man.
Utica.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm looking rough, man. I gotta get back. Oof. Oof.
Got these phones with these great cameras these days. Can't hide behind it
Right.
anymore.
No, I know you can't. You really can't. Gosh.
So last time we talked to you, you had a little old lady hit on you in the hotel bar in Florida.
Oh, jeez, I know.
I would never forget that.
That was
I
one of the
would
greatest
never-
moments on the show ever, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Florida's a trip, man. Florida was good.
Would you go back if you could?
Don't answer that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they treated me well, man. The coaching staff, players they were great, man. So yeah, I mean, and that was without like even fans. So that tells you how good it was, right? So it was good. But obviously, I'm back home. I'm back home. We got a season coming up, so I'm just focused on that.
Now the real question is, how was the environment outside of playing, right? So how was the life there?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I'm outside. It's like what, 80s, 70s. I'm wearing shorts. I'm by the pool. I'm hanging out.
Question.
Yeah. I'm at the beach too. So yeah, it was a great time, man. No, they took good care of me, man. It was good. The owner was awesome. But yeah, the weather. I mean, let's be honest. Wisconsin, we got snow. Florida doesn't have snow. So I mean, that already wins right there. So
I don't know how you can even compare the two.
I mean,
Yeah,
I like
you
the
just
cold,
can't.
so I can't.
Every year,
no, I like the cold too. I like the cold, but I don't know. It's just
every year I wonder why I lived in Wisconsin my entire life. It's just like, why am I
That's
doing
what
this
I
to
was saying.
myself?
That's what I was saying too.
So hey, the most important thing here, happy birthday to 2-6 Junior.
Hey, yes, it's
Yeah,
her
happy
birthday,
birthday.
14, man. She's getting big, man. This girl's getting big, man.
You're
She's
14, so you guys are playing like real competitive level now, huh?
Oh yeah. Like no, we were playing competitive since we were like 13, but
Okay.
but yeah, now it's getting real. So it's their team's doing fantastic too.
That's
So
awesome.
so yeah, they're looking good, man. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But yeah, she's getting older. Her career's starting, so it's kind of cool to kind of see it firsthand.
Is she in high school? First year of high school?
No, she's in 8th grade.
Oh,
So
okay.
she'll be in high school next year. Yeah.
That's when it gets
Do you-
that's when the game gets crazy.
Yeah. High school is another. I'm already. I got my little bat ready. Like I got my bat
Oh
ready.
my God.
Yeah. Like I'm not playing around. Like I already told the boys better be like they can't come near that one.
Yeah.
Like that. They can go after any other girl, but not my baby girl. And I'm really serious about it. So like I'm not playing around. So people can joke around, but like no, that's my baby. So.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
just wait.
Nah, I know. She already likes boys too. I know.
Yeah,
I say this stuff, but I don't know.
You're not going to win that, and you know it, and there's nothing you can do, and you see
No.
it coming, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Hopefully, I can put some fear in some of these boys, and I don't know, kind of warn them off like that.
I mean, you make them run the gauntlet in the backyard first. They have to prove themselves.
Maybe run the gauntlet. I'm just gonna do like a bad boys routine on them. I
This
think I'm gonna do
guy.
the bad boys routine, man. I think I'm gonna do that.
That works too.
You gotta put some rules though, right? So like they gotta be ballers. They have to.
No, I don't want ballers.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I don't want ballers. I
On
don't
the
want
field?
them. Like she's gotta know. Ballers, I don't trust the ballers. Those are the ones I'm worried about. Nah. I want them like good, smart, educated dudes. No, I don't need no ballers around my girls, man. I don't need no ballers around them. No. Nerdier the better, I guess.
There you go.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's to support her soccer life. Get engineer or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
You can build
Exactly. There
rockets,
you
and
go.
she can play soccer, and everything will work out.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. So now the season's approaching, right? How's the team looking?
Yep. What do you mean the team looking?
How's the team looking?
I think we just signed Gordy, so I'm like, I don't know, like, so like in the office and all that stuff. So I'm not like in there, like, kind of
Mhm.
knowing all the details. I just kind of like whatever comes. Obviously, if other players sign, obviously, I'll find out through like either Jules or the owners and stuff. But yeah,
You guys,
I don't really get into much in that stuff.
you guys haven't started practicing yet?
No, no.
Putting him on the spot.
Should we be? Should we? I mean, no. It's still a month away, right? I mean, it's almost like what? Like I think we play on the 11th.
Exactly 2
So we
months
still
from
got a
today
month.
is the first game.
2 months.
So there you go. Exactly. We got 2 months, man. That's light. That's light. We got 2 months.
No, just because I know some teams already started practicing.
No, I saw that.
Baltimore's like where they started doing conditioning and stuff like that.
They need it though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whoa!
No,
Whoa.
I think us. No, honestly, I think Baltimore and us are probably like what the oldest. Probably we're probably like the oldest guys.
might
We have a
be.
lot of
Yeah.
old guys on the team for
Well,
sure.
that and
It's gotta be
Tacoma.
us.
And Tacoma.
Yeah, Tacoma. No, but Tacoma, I think they're gonna. I mean, they got some young guys too, though, right?
Yeah,
They got a
that's
nice
good.
mix, I think. But like, I think us in Baltimore probably have like would probably bring the average up. Probably bring the average up, but it's all good though. There's so many ballers on Baltimore and Milwaukee, so it should be good.
What do you think of the
Yeah.
Gordy signing?
Yeah, I think it's great, man. I think I mean I'm good friends with Gordy. I mean he's in Chicago too. I mean that's where he lives. So I think honestly for the fan base, I think that's huge because I think they'll come out and support him too. And he's a social media guy, and I think he needs another not even another chance, but I think he needs a spot where he can actually prove himself again. I think there's a little bit of some doubters and some naysayers about him. I really do. Like even winning the championship, I know everyone's like, well, he didn't play, but he's still part of it. He's still training every day. He's still putting the work in. Just because he didn't get to play doesn't mean, he's not less a part of that team. He's still on there. So I think honestly coming here, we'll give him kind of a new look on his career. And I think hopefully kind of, let's just say like rejuvenate it maybe. Because I think he's got a lot left in him.
Yeah, he's still fast. He's still. I think
He's still
Yeah, he's a two-way player, man.
Yeah. Well, and that was what when we saw him last year in San Diego, I commented specifically on, everyone's like, oh, Gordon's not scoring any points. I'm like, yeah, but he's the first one back on every defensive play. He's like the last man back half the time, or the guy chasing the breakaway who makes the play to break it up. That was cool to see.
Yeah.
I sent him the same message I sent Huff when we signed him, saying, we may have warred in the past, but you're family now, and you're not getting rid of us. So that's it. That's how it works.
Nice.
It's gonna be insane having Huff and Gordy and Ian on the same team.
Well, if
Yeah,
you think
we got
about
like
it,
a Chicago connection. Yeah, and then you got Mario too, right?
It's-
So we got a little Chicago base.
Right.
it's Huff, it's Gordy, it's Mario. I don't know if you know, Jonathan Pachar signed somewhere in the off season, and Kevin Naranjo signed. So it's like the Orlando get together again.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So if Kokalis gets anywhere near the team, we got to all stand up against him.
I can't even.
Yeah.
Hope not.
So what do you think
Where's
about
Max? Where's Max? Where's Max? How come Max is not on here?
I don't know.
Look, I invited Max. He said he was going to be here. You remember earlier? He said he was going to be here.
Where's my guy, man? I miss that guy, man. I miss that guy.
Is he
I
confused
was
with
like
his time
going from
zones
being
now?
teammates to being, rivals on the field.
I mean, I wouldn't consider it rivals. I think,
Well,
I
not
think
rivals,
like, yeah, our teams are rivals, but like Max and I will never be a rival. Like he's like my brother, man. So it's like, like when we play against each other, yeah, we're gonna play hard, but like I don't see it like that. I see it more, it's like family. Yeah, we're gonna try to win.
Mhm.
He's gonna try to win, but I don't. There's no like hatred and stuff. It's
Oh,
not
of
like I
course
gotta
not, of course
beat you. You know what I mean? Like
No.
so, it's just we just gotta handle business. And honestly, the best thing is like the divisions, man. Right? So like technically, I mean, we're gonna play each other twice, but I mean, we're not in the same division. So like you guys actually, I think, got probably a tough division. I think that's going to be a big division. You know, I think our division has got a lot of talent too, but I just think that's a serious division over there. You got like what? I think it's like Florida, Baltimore, Utica, and who else? And Harrisburg. Oof. That's going to be. I mean, we don't even know how many people go through, right? How many teams go through, and all that good stuff yet.
Yeah, they're gonna. Hopefully, they'll announce it. So my complaint the past years is they never announced the playoff schedule or the format until halfway through the season or even later. I'm hoping they announce it before the season. But I mean, if you think it's probably going to be 2 from each division, it doesn't make sense to do 3 because
that's 19.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Right?
Right, yeah. What do you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go 2 probably from each group, right? Because there's what, 3? Are there 3 divisions?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
12 teams, 3 divisions.
So you go probably 2, right? So that makes sense. I mean, unless 2 teams get a bye, right? I don't know.
Unless they do something crazy and do the top 2 automatically and 2 wild cards.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like no, exactly. Like for me, I think like for the fans and the players too. Like I wish everything was kind of a little bit set. You know, like it comes out, everybody knows everybody knows what's going on, and then that, like you can just focus on what you have to do. You know, like so, like do you have to get in the top, or do you got to get in the second? Like what do you need to do to, you know, like whoever gets first, are they picking who they're playing? Like you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. I wish it was just more like clarification, so that way we can get going. So that way, like all the players and everybody can be at ease and just worry about playing, you know, and just handling all that stuff, and all that rule stuff can fall on the wayside. So,
yeah, I mean, last year we kind of assumed there was going to be the top 7, especially when they started, changing how many games everyone was playing and things like that, and and you guys had what 2 months off or whatever it was before the playoffs or whatever it was. And
that killed us. Yeah, that killed us, man.
It's so weird to not know. And the championship season, everyone knew what it was going to be. It was going to be the only East-West game was going to be the final. You play for your spot, your home field advantage. Everyone knew going in. And I think that really helped shape the games. Where in the COVID
that's
season,
how it should be. Right, that's how it should be, and I think waiting so long before right now would be a perfect time to tell everyone so that everyone can set their goals. Like, all right, this is what we want to do. We know what we want to attain, but doing this like last minute stuff, it doesn't. I personally, I feel like it hurts the league than helps the league.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I think obviously with the new commissioners, right, and everybody actually getting on board now, so like, maybe they just got to work out the kinks, and then once they got that going, so like from here on out, I think everything should be kind of hopefully smooth sailings, but there'll be some bumps in the road, but hopefully we have some formality and everything's going in a good direction.
I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. We interviewed Tozer, of course, and JP. And I really liked what I heard from both of them. I've been big on the broadcast and everything, and JP I didn't even have to ask half the questions I wanted. He just answered them outright. They said they're not going to have like minimum standards anymore. It's just going to be professional standards. So
nice.
Your boys in Florida have to pick up their game down there with their broadcast and their turf and all that other stuff. How was that? Hey, how was that turf to play on? Was it because it looked horrible on the broadcast, but.
It was fine. No, it was fine. It was good. Like it was good. I mean, you got grip. As long as you got grip, honestly, it's fine. And the ball's round, so that's all that matters too. I mean, it's not going to change. Honestly, unless the ball was different, I think that would affect the game. But no, it was. I played in some crazy venues. Let's be honest too. Baltimore's venue is tiny too. So right, like if you want to complain about everything, like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm a guy that I just don't make excuses, right? Like I'll just play wherever. Like as long as you guys tell me there's a game, then we'll play. If it's big, small, whatever. It is what it is, man. So I just need the ball to be good. If the ball's perfect, then I'm fine with it.
It's not like your side of the field is different than the other guy's side of the field. It's the same field. You're playing the same game on the same field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in Milwaukee, how often do you actually practice at the arena on that turf?
So it just depends what's going on there. Like, so like whatever the availability is, right? So like, obviously we share it with, UWM basketball, right? So like, I mean, if they're not in town, we get it. If there's not a circus or they don't have an event in town, we can get it. So we get as much as it's available to us,
Oh,
which
okay.
is a good thing, right? Obviously, we have our practice facility too, but like, yeah, we can get on that stadium as much as we can. So I mean, when that championship season, I think we were on it like, geez, I think we were on it a lot.
Oh, that's good.
And I think that's and I think that's what helped us win it, right? So like, I mean, we're fit, we're used to the field because I'm pretty sure everybody trains on a smaller field than that they're accustomed to than their arena, except for Baltimore. Sorry,
I was gonna say,
I'm just
no,
playing.
no, Ian. It's funny you say that because where they practice at is bigger than where they play at.
Oh,
Yeah, for
So
sure, 100%.
You know,
there's many jokes that can be made about that one. Even like
But
Ian's
hey.
backyard turf is probably bigger than Baltimore.
all right, come on. Let's not take it that far. All right.
I like that, Adam. I like that.
So, have you heard the rumor that's coming out about the rule change?
Oh boy.
You know what's funny? Like I put something on it. I'm not gonna. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but like, so I just heard there was a rule change, and honestly, literally, I just posted something, and like I didn't even look at the rule. Like I didn't even know what was going on, and until everybody was like hitting me up and telling me, and I'm like, oh, I was like, dang, so it is kind of serious, because like I didn't know, right? I just threw it up because every time I just see stuff, I was like, I'll just throw it up, and then I'll look at it later. But then no, after I kind of saw it and just got everyone's reaction, I was kind of like, oh dang, maybe I shouldn't have put that up, right? Jeez.
So, I mean, in the what do you want to say, the purist of journalism or whatever we want to call this thing, we've heard this from multiple sources, so we can probably break this as news. Last week, for those who are watching who haven't heard this, I don't know if this is a proposed rule or this is actually in the rule book and it's said or not. That hasn't been said, but they're looking at changing the goalkeeper possession rule, basically making it the same as futsal. The goalkeeper can only possess the ball once or touch the ball once per possession. So once he distributes it, kicks it, throws it out, whatever, he can only touch it when it's either an opponent touches the ball or it's like a stoppage of play or that's it. So, or he passes midfield. Once he passes midfield, he's just a regular player. Otherwise, he can only touch it once per play. We kind of threw this around. We talked to Everton last year, and they were talking about doing it for like the All-Star game, messing around with that, and it didn't, or the Central Cup, and it didn't happen there. But this rule kind of, we've been thinking about it, and if you're not a fan of Josh Lemos, it's hard to watch the team pass it back to the goalkeeper 35 times in the first 5 minutes. But if you're a fan of Josh Lemos, it's really cool to watch because his footwork is just amazing. And it's neat to watch the play develop. But if you don't have that, how much is that going to change for you guys?
So I will say one thing about the rule real quick.
Yeah.
There's a very important wording on there. It's when the goalkeeper intentionally releases the ball.
Right.
So that's important because I know that I've heard it like if it bounces off the goalkeeper, does that count as him releasing possession? No, it's not because it's not intentional. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. Because on one side, you're excluding how the game is played now as far as building from the back, right? You're completely almost cutting that out because you have two options. One, you play quickly and move forward quickly, or you just lob it down the field. That's going to, I mean, go ahead.
I think you're right. No, I think you're spot on, Gio. Like, I think first thing, just like having Adam explain the rule for me, if you're not even a fan of soccer and you just like want to come and watch, for me already, that's too complicated, right? So like you're already turning off viewers and fans already that can't even get in the game. Second of all, like we want to have a game where it's a lot of quality goes into it, right? You want to have a good level of soccer. You want to be able to possess. You want to be able to break pressure. But like as you said, if my keeper is good with his feet or not good with his feet, if he can't touch the ball only one time, what are teams going to end up doing? They're either going to roll it out and then play it quick, or they're just going to throw it every time. So then now your quality is gone down. So now it's going to be a track meet, right? Now it's going to be probably more injuries. Like you can't play out of that. So what if you get pressured? What are you going to do? Just kick the ball, shield it, and it's going to be a free for all now.
Kick
so
it
like
all
for
bounds.
me,
Yeah.
but and then what is it going to be on top of the arc? Or are they going to change that rule too? For me, honestly, and I'm a purist. Let the keepers play. They're another player. Just let them play, man. It's at their own risk, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't want the keeper to touch the ball that much, what can you do? You can press, right? And then the keeper's got to get rid of it. So if we break pressure, that's the chance you take, or just drop, right? So for me, I feel like I want people to be fans of like keepers too, right? They can't just, because I'm telling you right now, if you put that rule in, these keepers are not going to have anything to do. What are they going to do? Just be shot stoppers?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's it? No, man. No, that's taken away from their ability and selling them short, No,
Yeah.
let them use their feet. Let them play. Let them make a name for themselves, Because at the end of the day, I mean, they're soccer players too, man. Let them play. So I honestly, to me, I'm gonna be serious. I don't agree with the rule, but again, I don't make the rules. But I don't like it, man. I think for the game, and again, now you have now let's put it in this. Now you have the refs, right? You want to give them something else that they need to look out for now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, refs already got to deal with a lot already, and now putting this on them. Like, what if I pass it back and I was like, no, they touched somebody first, and then refs like, no, it didn't, right? So like, there's too much gray area, man, with it. So I say, forget it. Let's keep it moving because we're in a good space right now. We're coming back. I just feel like that rule, like it's not futsal, man. We don't play futsal, Like it's not. We have boards, man. So it's a completely different game.
So we right before the All-Star game, Matt and I were on the field with Nick Vassos and Eric Bergerud, and was it Ron Corey? Who was the other ref? And I forget his name. I'm sorry. And they were talking about throwing around the rule, what's going to happen and everything. And this is, a half an hour before kickoff or whenever it was. And Nick Pereira runs over and he goes, let's just play the same effing game we played our entire effing lives. And he turns on, he runs back and he runs away. It's like, oh.
Love it.
And
love it.
I've been thinking about, because I don't know if you've been on our show. I tend to overthink things just a little bit. And I started thinking about like, sure, if you put this rule in 3 years from now, it's going to be, everyone will be adjusted to it and it'll be fine. But that period between now and when that happens is going to be just a disaster. There's going to be all these weird fouls and fans aren't going to know what's going on. And, Van's going to have to try to explain to the crowd, oh yeah, goalie can't touch the ball anymore. And the kids are going to go, why can't he touch the ball, Mom? And Mom's not going to know because it's just going to, and then you're going to get these weird, like Gio said, every time the goalie gets the ball, he's just going to punt it down the field.
Exactly. It's not a good rule, man. It's taken away. It's taken away from it. It is. It's not, and I'm just being honest, like it's just, I played the game. I'm in it. So like, it's just, I mean, I could imagine other people playing with this rule, and I'm just like, not just for me. I just think it serves no purpose. It's not going to enhance the game, right? So like, I'm all about enhancing the game. If it could, amazing, but it's just not going to. And it's just, I mean, again, let's be honest. Different venues. Let's say we go to Baltimore. What are we going to do? It is going to, so now it's already a tough place to play. It's already tight already. Now you can't play. What are you going to do? You're just going to throw, it's going to be chaos, man. Like, no, it's not going to work. Yeah. It's right.
That's what it's going to be.
Just throw.
Josh and William will just play catch.
Bad. Yeah, that's exactly what.
And I'm on the national team. I love futsal, but futsal's played on a court, right? Like it's played with rule, like it's different. So that setting is perfect for futsal. It makes sense. Yeah. For the indoor game, it doesn't make sense. So like if you can tell me and like make it make sense to me, then okay. But right now I just don't see it. I really don't. I want to be able to use my keeper. If I have a good keeper and he's great with his feet, why can't we use that as an asset for our team? Just like Venzela is good. Like all these keepers are good. And if they're not good with their feet, then they should work on their game then, like there's something they can work on. So for me, I mean, that's an asset for my team. And I think it's an asset for a lot of teams. So I think you're taking that away makes no sense to me.
The one argument that I heard that makes sense This isn't the solution for it. This is just the one argument.
Yeah.
This was Everton saying, when you sign a player like Max Ferdinand, fans come in to see Max, and this was obviously last season. Fans come in to see Max Ferdinand. They don't want to see Paulo touch the ball more times in the first 5 minutes than Max touches the ball the entire game. Okay, I can kind of understand that. But I'm the kind of fan who goes in to watch Josh Lemos touch the ball 35 times a game, or in 5 minutes, or whatever.
Yeah, but what's he doing touching the ball behind the line? What's that doing? Even if I touch it behind the line or Max touches it, what does it do for you? Everything happens in the final third. So,
Right.
I mean, that's where people pay their money. That's where guys get paid the goal scorers get to go. So for me, doing the work behind the line does nothing for me. It doesn't. I want to give it to Josh. I want to do my work in the offensive third.
So I have 3 points. One, I think this game needs to remain simple because that's when it's the most beautiful. When you actually get to see players be creative and not have to think about, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. No, just let the game flow. Let the fans understand the simplicity, because honestly, simplicity in sports is the best thing. If not, we're going to turn into the babysitting game all Americans love, and that's football. You stop, reset, stop, reset, stop, reset, because there's too many rules. Let it play simplicity.
Let's put tackling too then, right? If we want to really change the game, let's tackle people, or let's go hockey style because I'm Canadian. Let's go. You can fight somebody and just get a 2-minute penalty and go in the box and just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here, man?
I know one of your teammates is all for that.
and then my other point is, if you don't want the goalkeeper touching it, that has to come from the head coach, and he has to design his system to where the keeper is limited to that exposure. And if another coach wants to revolve the game around the keeper, let him do it. Let him teach his players how to revolve it around the keeper. Why force everyone into a dump and go style? Like, why force it? Why force it?
I think and I mean it's almost like when they've put the rule in about goalkeepers can't pass midfield, it was because a certain owner, certain East Coast city, didn't like the fact that keepers like Josh Lemos and Chris Toth dominated the game. Because they said it wasn't meant to be 6-on-5, it was blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, then why don't you pressure?
So they solved that, right? They solved that though, right? So then they said you can't go pass in the fourth quarter, right? So you at least solved that, right? So that was a good rule then. So you don't want the keeper being the main focus. Okay. See, you enhance the game where you're not touching the ball for 3 quarters. They can't get up past half. So they did their job now, right? Now, again, if you're down by a couple of goals, then you should be able to pull your keeper, right? And you should be able to go for it. So, and again, that's creating excitement. So that's enhancing the game, right? So now because the net's open. If you miss, obviously, or something happens, the other team has a chance to score an open goal. But that's enhancing. That's making the game exciting. You need to score. We're pushing for it. Everything. That's enhancing the game. I just don't see it. I don't know.
Just imagine maybe
because I'm Canadian.
Yeah, but just imagine the KC teams from 2013, 2014, 2015 in there against a team that presses the goalkeeper all the way up to midfield every time. They would just dominate. They were pressed so hard and so fast. They were so good at it. There was just no way. That strategy just wouldn't work. You'd have to adjust your strategy. But
that's what the beauty of not adding this rule would be, is actually forcing the coaches to coach. Now you're facilitating how they have to coach, right? By adding this rule, you're like, okay, you don't have to worry about all of these scenarios now. Now you just have to do that. And then also for me, this rule is like a handicap, because let's say an amateur player comes and plays, right? All they have to be able to do is dump that ball accurately. That's it.
100%.
You just have to have a guy that's 6 foot down the field to receive that ball. You're taking away the level of a skill that's expected of this game if you add that rule. Personally, that's what I think.
Yeah, everyone's building out of the back, and everyone's building out of the back on outdoor. And again, outdoor is different, but now you're not even giving anybody the opportunity to really build out of the back and keep possession. So you're basically saying, if a team stays high on you, what are you going to do? You have to throw it. So that makes no sense to me, man. Like when you have that, there's no other option where you have to throw it.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Or I guess you got to go 1v1 at somebody, I guess. But
Well, and then they're gonna
I
are they
guess
gonna add
whatever.
back the rule that the goalkeeper can't throw it past 3 lines? So then you have like the first
Hey,
season we started watching.
exactly.
Feenstra was really good at aiming towards that little corner, right along the boards, right along the yellow line. He was aiming like he could get within like a foot or two of that corner every throw, and that's every throw went there. And they're like, okay, well now the goalkeeper can throw it the whole way, but nobody else can.
Yeah.
My big thing was like stop messing with the rules. Like I think the rules are fine. I'm perfectly fine with adjusting rules for player safety, like above the head contact and all stuff like that. Just fine with that. Stopping the game for headshots, possible concussion stuff. Perfect, yeah. But when we're trying to tweak the game in areas that it just kind of, affects people that they don't really care for or whatever, I don't know. It's bugging me a lot. And
Yeah, no, I feel you.
and now it's like, oh, and by the way, you guys are starting your first game in 5 weeks or 6 weeks, so now go fix all these little things. Like, well,
Yeah, I mean, I just hopefully, yeah.
Aside from this rule, I think the way they're going about it also leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like, why force it right away in the season? Why not try it out in a preseason match or some kind of match that doesn't matter? Like Eric is talking about the Central Cup. Why not try it out in the Central Cup and see how it goes, right?
Are you saying the Central Cup doesn't matter? Because I think Eric would have something to say about that.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying it's a good chance to try it out to see how it goes, right?
So
let's say,
yeah, you're right, Gio. I guess that's the best way to do it. But I just don't think it's, to be honest, when something doesn't fit right is when like it doesn't even like get you going, right? Like if you don't even think about it and you're just kind of like you're just seeing too many negatives and not enough positives, you're just like, I don't even want to waste time like thinking about and debating about it. It's just not there, man. Like
I agree.
I've been playing the game I don't want to date myself, but like it's been like almost like 13 years, but like dude, everything was going good, man. That's the only thing we needed to fix was the playoff format. And I think they fixed it, obviously, this past year where everyone played like 2 games, right? To get. So I thought that was great. That was perfect. Honestly, I think last year was obviously with the pandemic happening and some teams dropping off, but I think honestly they did a lot of things right, and if we could have just kept moving in that right direction, I think it would have been perfect. But
so Brad said something so I'm gonna give Sidney Newsonoff a lot of credit here because he was the first one that told me this idea. And usually he complains a lot and I make fun of him for it. But he said, why wouldn't you try this in M2 or M3 for a season if you're going to make a rule change like that and see what happens in not your top league down? Because you don't need to make a rule change here and move it down. Like the NFL would do a rule change in like the Pro Bowl or preseason and then evaluate it and put it in the next season. They wouldn't do it, oh, hey, by the way, you got games in 6 weeks. Here's your new rule that you have to adjust your entire strategy for. I think Huffman was on. Huffman's been on a number of times talking about the players in Chicago. A lot of them don't even bother with the MASL because they can make more money in the semi-pro leagues down there, playing in 7 or 8 different games a week. Imagine if you got one of them who's playing in 4 different leagues, and then they come to this league and there's a completely separate rule than the one that they're used to. A lot of those games are almost like pickup games where they can play on different teams with different lineups, and they all know the game. They all know I can get up there and I get in trouble and I dump back to the goalkeeper. And all of a sudden they're in one where they have to think and they're like, oh wait, is this the one where I can't do that or can I do that? Or just, it doesn't make, unless you're making this at like U8 level up, it doesn't make any sense for, we're also talking about like they want to have kids go through high school and college and then go into indoor as a career. You can't do that if the rule changes all of a sudden as soon as you get to the pros.
Yeah.
You learn this game your whole life, and now wham, there's this new rule that doesn't make any sense to anyone except for this one league.
I think Nick Vassos has something to say about this rule.
You mean the
That's great.
The soundboard is one of the best and worst inventions I've ever heard in my life.
No, I love that. I love that. I love that.
No, but now let's move to game.
It's good off. Yeah, go off the rule. I think we beat that to death.
I think we all are in agreement that rule just needs not to be near this game.
Perfect. Yeah, I agree. We can all say that.
Yeah.
Would you have liked to have been in the Central Cup? Will Milwaukee been in the Central Cup?
Yeah, you know what? I always think it's good to test some new players too. Like, because I mean, you get these tryouts and everyone does tryouts, but it's always different, right? When you're in a tryout format, like it's good to play a game where under the lights, you got the lights going and you're playing against some other good players to see the players shine. Because obviously, some players really do good in tryouts, and then some other players do good when they're around a team and they have a system. So it's hard to see sometimes like the good players, and sometimes it's hard to see a bad player because I mean you see a player and he's got good feet, he's got good technical ability, but sometimes this guy might not be able to adapt into the system and schemes and everything. So like that's the part I think sucks, because sometimes you just got to take your chance on them, and then sometimes they don't develop and play right. So that's why I wish Central Cup would kind of be cool. You can use some of your maybe your reserve players, get them some looks, and then mix them up with some of the pros in there too, and just try to go at it. But I think it would be it's always good to play some games and see what you have coming in the season before like just your first game, kind of throwing everybody there. You got practices, you really don't have any scrimmages. So
against Baltimore,
yeah, exactly.
in Baltimore,
and you're right. You're right, because Baltimore's a good team, and I think they're going to have a lot of veterans returning. So I think that's going to be huge. So like for us, it's going to be huge to make sure we're playing really good and we're hitting strides, because you don't want to go into Baltimore and like questioning yourselves and you're not ready 100% there mentally and physically, right? Because that's going to be that's a big match.
Well, it's big for Baltimore too. I mean, it's the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, 100%.
Is it your first 2 games too?
No, not our first 2 games.
Okay.
No. Our first game is against Florida.
Oh, well, it's much easier then for you. I mean, it's so first 3 games for you, first 2 for us, and then we don't see each other again until playoffs.
So
assuming Baltimore makes it.
Florida, yep. So our first game is against Florida, and then we play you guys.
Eric says if Adam apologized for everything he said, then maybe Milwaukee will be allowed to play in the Central Cup someday. I don't know, Eric.
Like all the jokes we make about the Central Cup, I really enjoyed the Central Cup.
It was great.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome.
It was great watching Wichita come out and play and do really, really well. And it was, I mean, there was a lot of pluses to that. There was just one incident that we mentioned a couple times on this show where someone kind of waved his hand out in somebody else's face and never got a suspension for it. But we won't talk about that anymore.
We've moved past it because it's become a sanctioned tournament now.
Yeah. But I do have my Omaha Kings jersey. I will be wearing that, watching the Central Cup.
Nice.
You see how quick he switches up on you, Ian? You see that?
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I appreciate because I'm on the show. I appreciate that.
Call him out.
Appreciate that. Wow, you really picked the right jersey. Jeez. And what has Gio got on? Probably a Max Ferdinand one too.
No, I got Melo.
Okay.
I represent my boy.
Okay. I like that.
Always represent my boy. We coach together too, so it's pretty cool.
Sweet.
But yeah, so I'm excited for the Central Cup. I'm glad it's back. Who am I rooting for? That's tough. That's a tough ask.
I think KC's the favorite.
KC's looking good. I mean, they've been training for since I feel like for 3 months. Gosh, I've been seeing stuff. So I think they're gonna be a good team, man. I think they're gonna look good this year. So
I can't wait to watch you guys play KC. Oh, that's gonna be a matchup.
6 times?
Yeah, that's gonna be a big. I mean, yeah, and that's what I too. See, I love that more like games in your division, right? I mean, that's how it should be. I think you can play out of out of your division games, which are great. But I think, yeah, you have to play more teams. So it's even, right? Because then the better team from your division. Because if you're playing maybe a weaker team from another division and you get, you know what I mean, 2 wins, 3 wins, but then we go and play another division out of division and we're playing 2 harder teams, right? It can mess up the standings. But if you play majority of your teams in your division, I think that's perfect, right? Because then you'll obviously see who's better in that division.
Ooh, Rian
Who comes
Marquez
up
is
on
out.
top.
Hey, Rian. Yeah, we're all. So I'm a KC fan. I have to. When
I like Casey, man.
Matt and I when we went to the All-Star game. It's just a total class organization, great people. The arena's
I like
cool.
their venue. I like their venue.
Love
Yeah,
the arena.
arena's
Yeah,
nice.
I mean,
like
I
it.
know they're excited
I
about
love
playing
that.
in there. They're playing in the big T-Mobile Center. One game.
That's like my second home. That's like my second home.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm glad you brought that up. That's such a great idea that they're playing in that T-Mobile Center. It's such a great idea because it's the week that they're having the
Well, coaching
convention.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to
Yeah.
be there. They're going to be, oh, hey, look, we have a indoor soccer game. Let's go watch it. All the coaches are going to be there, so why not?
I might have to come through. Yeah, I might have to
that's
go
what
to
I'm
that,
saying.
man.
If
Yeah,
only
I'm gonna have to
Milwaukee
go to
had a
that.
giant stadium real close to where they play, that they could play a game in.
No, I like that though, Gio. You're right. That coaching conventions there, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
Right. And
I like
this
that.
year MLS is gonna have I don't know if it's gonna be a stand or a tent or whatever at the coaching convention. So
MLS or
they're gonna be
MASL?
there. MASL, sorry. MASL.
I was like, damn.
MASL.
I'm like,
My bad. MASL
nah,
is gonna have a stand at the coaching conventions and they're gonna be there present and all that. So it's just gonna build up to that game, right? I think it's
yeah,
such a great idea. Such a great idea.
it's
Yeah.
a great idea. No, it's great.
And the barbecue in KC is top notch.
You said the barbecue?
That's the first. So the first thing we did, we flew in. You guys went. You guys went off to get COVID tested. Matt and I met with Cliff and Lucy, and went immediately to Joe's barbecue. And had didn't even check into the hotel or anything. Just immediately to the barbecue place. Like the first thing we did after we landed. So that was one of the best things ever. So, what do you think of the back-to-back in Mexico?
Oh, spicy.
I mean, you can't just go there for one game, right?
Right.
I mean,
But you remember
Yeah,
the
no,
last
it's
back-to-back
fine.
in Mexico didn't turn out so well.
yeah, but I think, but we had to fly. It was different, right? You had Monterrey and Sonoma.
Right.
So it was like, you still had to go, but now, it's the same venue. You got to stay at the same place and wake up and play again. So you're not going to travel anywhere.
That's true.
So it'll be all right. No, I don't care. I've been playing back to backs forever, right? So it doesn't phase me, man. As long as you just take care of your body. The biggest thing is recovery, right? You got to just recover. But they're going to be good too, right? I think all these teams are going to be really good, man. I think everybody's really going for it. And I think a lot of the owners and the teams really want to come back with like a bang, I really do. I think this is going to be a high level season this year. And I think obviously with the commissioners, with all their clout and what they're bringing, man, I think it's just going to be huge. I think this is going to be a big eye on our league, and it's going to be great. You can bet now, dude,
Yeah.
you can bet, dude, that's going to help enhance this game, man, because now you got people betting on it. People are going to be like, oh, they're going to want to watch it. They're going to be excited. People that's only going to help to get like a TV deal now, it's just stuff like that. That's what I'd love to see, because I feel like that's moving in the right direction, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, because let's be honest, only serious sports you can bet on, right? And that's putting us in now a serious class, right? Everyone always bets on hockey, NFL, basketball, all soccer and Champions League and all that. But now you're putting us part of that. Whew, that's a game changer, man. That's a game changer.
Yeah, Huffman said something about one of his friends bets on all these sports that he's never heard of. He's like, why isn't MASL in there? He's betting on Korean baseball league or whatever. Why can't we bet on
exactly.
MASL? I think that's going to be really good. I have a lot of friends who are fairly heavily into sports betting, and one may or may not run his own book that I won't mention. Oops. But it's such a huge business, multi-billion-dollar business of sports betting, and it always works out for the wrong people. But it's always fun to something to root for, and then you can get pools going. You can get just opens it up to everything.
That creates the buzz, right? Yeah,
it'll force the league. It'll force the league and the
Yeah.
teams to get better stats. It's gonna improve the game all around.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see like what kind of things you can bet on, if it's just results or certain performance on players and stuff like that. I'm gonna bet.
Yeah.
I think it has to start out simple. 'Cause if you start out like number of blocks per game, there's going to be all the defenders in the league are just going to lose their shit. It's just going to be that.
Exactly.
Start out simple. Maybe number of times Ian Bennett scores against Rochester. We can't do that this season either.
No, I think you probably won't. No, you probably do obviously wins, over, under.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple, right? I think that would be cool because now when you're watching the games, now you get that. I mean, when you bet on a football game, it adds a little bit more like pressure, and it adds more excitement to it, right? Like you need this guy, you need these points, so I think that's going to be even better now watching some of these games now. Now you're like, oh my gosh, we need them to score two. You need to score two more. Like, so I think that's going to help. I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be
And we
awesome.
don't have any weird, goofy scoring rules. One goal is 1 point. It's all it is to it. We don't have to worry about outside of the arc, inside of the arc, ruin somebody's bet or whatever. Yeah. Perfect scoring system.
Bad beats. Be on bad beats.
Right.
Be on bad beats.
Don't even bring that up. People might be watching and get ideas.
I know.
Right.
I
know.
What are you doing, Adam?
It'd be great if they could change the goalkeeper rule to make it really.
Oh my god, I'm excited though. I'm excited for the season. That's why.
Me too.
I can't
Me
wait.
too.
It's the off season, especially this last off season, which was a year and a half for some of us, has been just crazy and just nerve wracking, and a lot of the teams are kind of dormant. And I got in a giant fight with Zimmerman about it, and he blocked me from the Wave page. And
Are you still blocked? Still blocked?
Yeah, I'm still blocked. I can see the posts, and I think I can share them. I haven't tried, but I can't like or comment on them. So
He's in the doghouse.
But
Adam
like
is
you
in the
and
doghouse.
Jules always share them,
That's
so
funny.
I'll always see them. I see them.
Oh.
And then somebody shared the post that we made. A bunch of season ticket holders, except for Cliff, who wasn't paying attention. We were all standing there with the corn dog. Matthew was there in the wheelchair and everything, and they used that picture for one of like the get your group tickets going. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, you guys are a big part of it, man. You guys are a big part of it.
Can't wait to get back.
I just don't like how you guys switch up, though. I don't like how you guys switch up, though, and stuff. So
What do you mean
I
switch
don't
up?
like that part.
Call him out.
Nah, man. Some of the hardcore fans that I've been like obviously with, even though when I left and we had no team, it was still a negative vibe though, which I didn't like, because it's like, well, what about if you had a son and he got traded or something? Were you gonna be like, you're not gonna talk to him? So like for me, and then now I come back, obviously now we have a team. Now they're all like, oh man, let's get together again and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So last year you couldn't talk to me because I was in a different color, but I was still Ian. But now I'm back, and now it's all like good again. And I'm supposed to be like, hey, how are you? Right? Like, it's just funny, man.
So
I
I was clear with you. I'm like, I can't.
No, you and me were good. No,
I can't
you
root
and
for
me
the
good,
team you're
but-
on, but I can root for you. How's that? That's as much as I
Yeah,
can go.
no, it
for.
was good. But there's some people out there. Some of those, they were killing me a little bit with the negativity. But
It's
I always rise above it. I'm a positive dude.
how sports fans are
That-
though, and
That's the price of fame, Ian.
yeah, there you go.
Nah, yeah, but there's some of these people I've known since like 10 years, man, and for them to switch up on me like that kind of
It hurts, right?
Bit,
It
so.
hurts, right? Yeah.
So, but when I see them in their face, I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Right? But you weren't talking to me like that last year, right? But it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. I know who they are.
Last year was tough though for a lot of people because we
Call him out, Ian. It's like,
we didn't
How
know
was
what
it
was
tough?
going
See,
on
this is what I'm
until.
saying. So this is what I'm saying. It was tough for you, okay? But imagine me.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Imagine Marcio. Imagine. So what are you guys saying? It was tough. You were still in your bed. You were still doing your normal things. Marcio, myself, and whoever left, I had to leave my family. I had to be in a different place for 4 months. So was it really hard for you guys, or was it hard for the other guys? See, if you look at it that way,
Yeah,
I don't think you would be complaining too much. But
Oh no,
I mean,
no,
that's
and I mean, we're fans of a game, and you know, granted, it's your career, but for us, it's a game we're watching, and we're passionate. We're sports fans are dumb, and we're passionately dumb, and then MASL fans are even this like smaller niche of dumb people, and it's just yeah, you know I'm
well,
right. You know I'm right. Yeah. But
But
it gets people take things really personally, and you know,
Yeah, 100%.
you know, Ed Hale wants to leave the league, and everyone wants to freak out about, you know, you can't start your own league. You're trying to, you know, it's just watching these banter go back and forth. And I was right in the middle of a lot of it. Was just you look back at it and you're like, what were we talking about? Like, what were we even arguing about? It's like a sport that we have no control over is doing stuff, you know. And speaking of which, Rian asked what we feel about the new goalkeeper rules.
Rian, you're late, but we'll sum it up and say it don't belong in this game.
You know what you should do though? You should get a keeper and ask a keeper, and that's where I mean, ask a keeper, and then that way I think have a keeper on the show, and then we'll see, right?
I've talked to two of them, and the words I can't really repeat mostly on the show, even though we don't have a rule about that. But yeah, they're not too happy about it.
Yeah,
and I mean, if you look at
so that's good then.
If you look at rules like that, I could see down the road less and less keepers want to play indoor.
Exactly.
I was telling Adam, if they implement the rule, they might as well just get rid of keepers and make the goal smaller.
It's just the little U7 goals or whatever. Just, you know, where if you kick the ball too hard, the goal flips over on its side, and you got to go pick it up and put it back.
Oh man! All right, we've done too much to that rule.
I did have someone argue with me a couple of years ago that MASL needs to his I don't even remember who it was, so I can't call him out, but his argument was that MASL has to make the goals smaller because that will increase scoring. And I was like, what?
Oh wow! Ian, do you think that would increase scoring?
If you made the goal smaller?
Yeah. He said if you make the goals smaller, then the teams won't focus as much on defense, and that'll increase the scoring. And I was like, what kind of logic jump did you just make there?
I mean, if they made it bigger, I'm sure you'll see more goals. I mean, we can start making the goal bigger. I mean, I would like it bigger.
Well, yeah.
I would probably score more, but I don't know. Make it smaller. I don't think I'd vote for that one.
I never understood that. And he tried to explain that. Well, you know, it's going to be a shift in culture, and that the teams, because they know the goal is smaller and the goalkeeper can easily defend it, they won't focus as much on defense, and that'll mean more breakaways and more scoring. And I'm like, what?
That guy did he ever play soccer, or did he?
No.
Did he play the sport? Okay.
But everything was better in the 1980s. You know those guys.
Oh god, it's one of those guys. Okay, so
those 1980s. Yeah, exactly. We can be done with that.
So Ian, I have a question for you. Last season, the few places where you could play at had their glass up. What did you prefer, the glass up or down? Personally.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Again, that was another great rule. I think I loved it. So it just stayed in play a lot. You know, like there was not too many stoppages and stuff. We kept playing and stuff. So like, I mean, if you really kicked it over, then I mean, that was an issue. Then that means you either did something really bad. But like, no, but I like it. I honestly do. So that there was no excuses. So like, if you cleared a ball and it went past the glass, and everyone was kind of like, oh, you know what? Yeah, it was the top of the arc, because I mean, you still had glass there. You know, it wasn't like the glass was down. So like, you have that kind of that cushion. But no, I liked it. The game, some games flew by, honestly, last year, which was great. Like it just kept flowing, which I loved, you know, because I feel like the less stoppages, the better, right? That means the game's flowing. 100%. There's fluidity with it. And for me, that was the best, because then you could just kind of get in a groove, you know, like sometimes when the ball goes out, you're kind of like, okay. Then like, do I switch? Do I take a line change, or what do I do? But no, I think, and especially when the COVID too, they would wipe the ball down. So like when it went out, it was almost like another couple seconds even longer, because they couldn't use the same ball. So we had to get a new ball. So that was a little bit annoying. So yeah, no, with the class up, I liked it, man. I thought that was cool. I think they should keep that one, but who knows?
I as a fan watching it, I enjoyed the games more. I didn't think I would have, but I did. how much it flowed. I thought it was going to completely change the game, but it changed the game for the better. As in terms of
Yep.
it was fluid. It wasn't. I saw that players thought about it more and not just like, oh, let's get it out of here. And for me, it was fun, and I got to enjoy the actual battle in the midfield. It wasn't just like the boot, right, or the
Yeah.
whatever hit it, like, past the midfield. It was actually build up, and that's what I really enjoyed about it, because they knew they didn't have that escape of, if I can't get out of here, I'm just going to get it out. So it
Yeah,
was
because
fun.
the middle, yeah, exactly. Because the middle normally has like that's where the ball normally goes out, right? Because the glass is not
Right.
there. But yeah, when the glass was all there, yeah, it was good. It was good battles. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and the games flew by
Yeah.
watching them.
I don't know how I'd feel being at a game though. I'm still unknown about that because I think the interaction between the players and fans is so great, especially the guys in the first couple of rows. You know, watching you go
Yeah.
and give a hug to Louise every game is just, can't beat that.
Yeah. But now with the whole COVID thing, anyways, you're
Right,
still not
right.
gonna. I mean, they're gonna have to put that up for sure, right? Because I mean, now me thinking about it, like, I mean, I'm not crazy about the COVID thing. I mean, I'm pretty healthy, but like, yeah, now you kind of do a double take, right? Like I mean, like, are we gonna sign autographs and stuff? Like, is it gonna change the whole way we look at things now? Like, that's the thing, right? That's what's gonna suck. Like the interaction with the fans now, like we're in season now. Are you going to really be able to interact with them? Because obviously COVID's still here. You can still get it. Obviously, I got my flu shots, but like, and if you don't get flu shot, that's up to you. That's if you didn't get the COVID shot, that's fine. But it's just like you still got to protect yourself, right? So it's like now, are you giving high fives? Or are you just going to get fist bumps? Or are you even going to like just wave? Like so that's the thing. Like, are they going to even let? Because you're not trying to get a cold. You're not trying to get anything, especially with the season so short, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be out, man, for a little bit because
It takes
it's
away
gonna
from the
suck. So
season. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And you got to, you know what I mean. So you got to take precautions, which is gonna suck. Like you're gonna be like, oh, you can't sign there, you can't use that. So I think that part for me is gonna suck with the interacting with the fans. But I mean, it is what it is. As long as the fans can be there, as long as we can play, I mean, I'll take that for now, right?
Yeah. I think this season will be a bunch of restrictions. I wouldn't be surprised. I think for the Admirals games, they've already announced proof of vaccination to get in as a fan.
Oh wow. Oh,
So I wouldn't be
okay.
surprised to see that in a lot of arenas. Probably not Dallas, but a lot of arenas around the country. And then, I would be surprised if we see the fan autograph thing after the game. It's just my feeling because remember the spike hit last year right in the fall, and here we're entering that. And
Yeah.
I just
exactly.
I've been sick for a month now, not COVID, but my normal yearly sinus thing. And my doctor was like, well, here's the problem. If you get this sinus thing, your immune system is that much lower. And even though you've been vaccinated, you're that much more susceptible to catch COVID from someone, even if they're vaccinated, you can still catch it. And if your immune system's down, so now I get it. Oh, okay, great. Now what do I do? And
Exactly.
heard a
You just
I
crazy.
think
I was
I
going to
think
say,
the solution, the
What's-
temporary solution to the signing, is pre-signing things that the team could give away for fans.
Exactly.
and I mean, there's
Yeah,
a lot
no, that's perfect.
there's a lot of adjustments. We've seen like restaurants completely change how they do things with
Yeah.
online ordering and queuing and curbside delivery and everything. It's just an adjustment, and maybe it'll go back to normal. Maybe this will be the new normal. We'll see what happens in the future, but I think just for us
Yeah.
to be able to go to games is going to be just a huge
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard a crate. My allergist asthma doctor told me he read a study that if someone's like forcibly talking, so not yelling but not talking conversational, more like you're in a bar or something with music playing, in 2 minutes they release like 30,000 respiratory droplets that can stay in the same place for up to 15 minutes. And I was like,
I just carry a
Oh,
Lysol.
jeez.
shit, you're right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Jeez.
And he goes, the real bad thing is like concerts. So we went to go see a concert in August at the Marcus or whatever they call it, the American Family Amphitheater now. And there's like 15,000 people
Yeah.
there. He's like, the worst is you get like the Deer District stuff where guys screaming and spewing virus into the air for 3 hours behind you.
Jeez.
It's good. So yeah,
Go ahead.
Alec in Baltimore asked He said, I've always been curious how players handle going from team to team. You share secrets and strategies about your former team.
We never we never played our team, so no. I mean, I would never come in there and try to change their culture, right? I was just trying to go in there and kind of fit in and do my thing and honestly try to win a championship there. You know, like that was my goal. I wasn't trying to like change it or this is how we do things in Milwaukee and stuff. You know, like if they would ask me, I would tell them how we like did some stuff, but like I would never be like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. No, I just honestly, I just came in and obviously I had a different role because obviously Milwaukee, I'm a captain, and in Florida, I was just another player, right? So I just roles changed. Actually, my role was kind of easier. Maybe that's why I had such a good season. But no, like there was no stress. You know, I was coming there. I liked the guys a lot. I really obviously I was with Drew, so that was cool. So, but like, yeah, I don't really share anything with them. I don't tell them strategy or anything. I just kind of followed their game plan and how they did things and just try to adapt and try to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, you guys are professional athletes, and that should be the way things happen. Makes sense.
Yeah, I was about to say anything other than that probably is not good signs of a professional.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Especially when you only got 1 year. Like obviously maybe if I signed there for like 5 years, then yeah, it'd be different. But I was on a 1 year deal and I was coming back. So
I think no, but I'm excited to see this season. Really, I'm excited to see what other changes. I hear there's more changes down the pipeline.
Awesome.
As far as
for real?
sponsors and stuff coming out.
Oh, okay.
Not anything bad.
Forwards
No
can't go
more
past the
rules.
yellow line until 3 minutes left.
Not rules wise, but I hear there's a few things coming, so I'm excited to hear them.
Cool. Me too. Me too. I think those guys will do a good job, man. They're running the league and stuff. I think they'll do a great job.
Yeah. I'm excited to. When I first heard of it, I was like, we got 3 guys over the age of 60 or whatever. All they're going to want to do is make it like it was in the 80s. And they're just not going to be able to do it because it's just a totally different world these days. But then when we met with JP, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. We met with Tozer, and it was even more amazing. I'd never really talked to Tozer one-on-one because I started watching games like the last 2 seasons, maybe even the last season he was there. One of the most intense game experiences I had was sitting behind the bench, like those seats that are like right kitty corner to the back of the bench, on the other side of the tunnel for one of the playoff games. And that was intense. That was a totally different view than I've ever seen the game because I see everything going on the bench, and Everton comes out at halftime with like his leg wrapped in ice on crutches and throwing stuff around. It's just crazy intense game. And it was against KC, of course, in one of their years that they kept smoking us every year. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I hear it's always interesting watching it from above or near the bench because you get to see a different aspect. But I've never.
Yeah, you do.
You get to see and hear a different aspect.
Don't put the kids. Yeah, make sure the kids don't sit too close.
I always wondered
keep
why
them on the other side or something.
They have that birthday area right in between the benches, though.
And those kids leave the game so happy, but for the wrong reasons. I think I really do. They hear so many F-bombs and stuff, man, and they love it though, right?
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh dang, this is, and they're eating popcorn right there, and they're just loving it, right? So like they leave happy, but like some of the stuff they hear, I'm sure it's some new vocabulary to them for sure.
My birthday's in the first part of December. We were actually going to try to do birthday for me and a bunch of season ticket holders. There'd be a bunch of 40-year-old guys in there, just
That's
down there
awesome.
having fun. But I don't think it's going to work. But we are going to San Diego for the trip this year.
Oh, okay, nice.
So we got flights booked. We have to still work on hotel and stuff like that, but got flights already booked and ready to go. We were going to do the trip to San Diego, Ontario trip 2 seasons ago. And then we got all crazy and bought a new house. So
Nice. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the schedule, man. I only know the first couple games, and then I haven't even looked past the other ones. So I gotta start getting focused again, I guess.
6 against KC, 5 against St. Louis, 3 against Chihuahua, 2 against the Blast. I mean, there's 1 against San Diego. There's a couple.
Who's in our division?
Dallas, St. Louis, and KC.
Perfect. Okay.
So yeah, it'll be good.
Look at
It'll
that
be good
smile.
division.
Look
Some
at
good
that
battles.
smile, bro.
Cool.
You-
That's it. Cool.
No Florida, no Baltimore.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I saw that. That's like the group of death.
I don't know.
And,
I think the West: Tacoma, Ontario, San Diego, and Chihuahua.
Yeah, that's another good one. They play a little slower down there though in the West, right? The game kind of moves a little slower down there.
Well,
Not
wait till you
for-
see Savage.
Yeah, not for the Mexican team. I was gonna say
Maybe.
Savage.
I
see
know.
them.
I heard. And they're probably
They
gonna get
move.
some of those other right. So do you know who's already signed on those guys?
So I know the potential roster that's going to come out, but they're finalizing it, and most of them are actually their players that they did sign two
So no
two
Sonora,
players. They
no
signed one
Monterey?
Sonora player and one Flash player, but the rest is their players. But
Wow.
I mean, there's some good players. They have some good history, and I've seen them play, and they're solid. They won
Is their stadium
in the
outdoor or
offseason.
indoor?
They're indoor, but some of their players came from outdoor. Some of their players are Liga MX Academy products.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
They're
Let's go.
Jay Miller and I got in a kind of an argument about them because he said the Waves going 22-2 and here's some guaranteed wins, and he was like KC, St. Louis, Dallas, and Chihuahua, and I'm like, dude. And I didn't argue with him about St. Louis, but I did argue with him about Chihuahua. I'm like, dude, Chihuahua is gonna. He's like, they're an M2 team. They're a minor league team playing in a major league. I'm like, no. He goes, they're gonna be the next Rochester, and I'm like, Rochester was a legit M2 team forced to play in M1 because of their situation. Savage went 11-0 in their first M2 season, and outscored everyone. They had like a plus 85 goal differential. They're a legit M1 team that was forced to play in M2 due to their situation.
So in their off season, they won their state league undefeated. They won the national league undefeated, and then when they won the national tournament undefeated.
Jeez. All right.
Dang, man.
Oh,
They're a good team.
At least they're not in our division. They're not in our division. So that's good. Jeez.
well, we play them. That's the back-to-back though. That's going to be the back-to-back in Mexico.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's 2 games, right? It's 2 games. It's not 6.
And one at home. I think the one at home will be a really, really good game.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not to say that they're not unbeatable, because I mean, they're used to smaller fields. They play a physical yet fast game. There's teams here that play against that very well. So
yeah, exactly.
It's going to be interesting to watch them, and it's going to be interesting to see how people adjust to that style. I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah. Hey, we should probably cut it and let you go for a Monday night here.
Yeah, man. I go to bed at a pretty early time now. I'm getting old, man. But I'm getting old.
I'm finding with
No,
COVID,
we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I find.
Yeah, we got to give Max. We got to give Max some trouble, man. Because I don't know where
No,
he's
for real.
supposed to be.
He flaked on us, man. He flaked on us.
We're used to
calm
Max.
But he's got a baby now. He's
Yeah.
got to
That's
take
true,
care. He's
that's
got to
true,
do daddy
that's true.
duty. He's got
And
daddy
he's
duty.
a
man.
coach now and everything. So
Yeah, he's working, man. He's working.
We're used to
My
Matt
guy's
flaking
working.
on us, but we're not used to Max doing it.
Right. I know.
No, but Ian, anything you want to say to the folks or plug anything?
Nah. I just appreciate you guys, what you guys are doing. I mean, guys like you, there's a ton of podcasts out there. There's everybody trying to grow the sport. And honestly, I think if we come out with a bang this year, I think this could really, really help the present and the future, right? So I think we need to make sure it's positive. And you could definitely have some banter and stuff. And we're going to definitely need a lot of that. But yeah, we need to keep growing the sport, man. We need to keep doing it because I think the sky could be the limit right now. Before, sometimes you'd be like, I don't even know what's going on with this league. But now I think it's a good setting right now. So we need to keep it going. So they got to voice their opinions, man, especially with, again, like you said, all these rules changes and stuff. Fans, players, they got to let their voices be heard if it's good or if it's bad, because we're all at one page and we all want this to go well. But nah, man, no need to plug anything, man. We're just right here. I'm in the underground, man. I'm just trying to get ready. I'm just trying to get ready for the season. So
Yeah.
trying to stay low key right now.
Can't wait till December 11th. And December 18th is a Wave home opener, so I can't wait for those two. And Central Cup.
That's
Give
true,
a shout
man.
out to the Central Cup. We'll be all be
That's
watching
right.
the Central Cup.
Yeah. I'm gonna be watching too. You know what though? I'm gonna go there, man. I gotta try to get there. I gotta go watch some games. So
Pretty cool.
I'm trying to get out to Casey.
Oh no, we can't do a watch party. Never mind. Just kidding.
We might be able to ask for special permission to do something, but yeah, we'll have to figure out something. Everyone will have to pay for their own, and we'll just talk over it because that's what you want to see when you're watching a game is two idiots talking to each other about it. All right, cool.
That's awesome.
Ian, thanks a lot.
All right, guys. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right, too.
Hey, good luck with the season.
All right. I think we don't need to really go over anything anymore. So we don't know what happened to Matt. He had some more phone issues. I think he probably threw it against the wall, smashed it to a million pieces.
I hope it didn't break though.
I hope it did because then I'll get a different one.
Oh, that's a good point.
But
so we didn't really talk about the schedule, but we'll post the schedule. No, it's already posted everywhere.
It's already posted everywhere.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good season. There's gonna be a lot of competitive games. First games is the Black Friday. KC St. Louis, and then next that's the only game that week, and then the first real official week is December 4th. And everyone's starting to play in the middle of December. Should be good. Look forward to it.
A lot of these teams got like really tough schedules, man.
I don't think there are a bunch of people. Of course, every team is going to complain about their own schedule. I noticed that already.
No, but there's 2 weekends where San Diego got stiffed. They really got stiffed. So they play us. I think they play us like a Saturday night. I think it's like 7:00 or something. I have to look on the schedule. And then they turn around and go play Utica at like 12 or 2 in the afternoon. And then there's another weekend they come back to visit us at night. And then the following day they go play Harrisburg in like afternoon.
Oh, here we go. So Saturday, March 12th, 6:05, and then Sunday at 2 p.m. And then 2 weeks later, it's you guys at 6:05, and then the next night is Harrisburg at 5:05. I heard Florida fans complaining about their schedule. They have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 home games in a row.
Jesus Christ. And then all away games after?
And they're all like double games. But they're not necessarily back-to-backs. So they have their first 2 home games are Saturday and Sunday back-to-back against Ontario. Then the next 2 weeks they play Utica, but it's like Sunday and Sunday. Actually, it's 2-week break in between there, and the next 2 weeks are Sunday and Sunday. And then the next 2 games, Harrisburg comes into town and plays Friday and Sunday. And then the week after that, Dallas comes in town and plays Friday and Sunday. It's like, what are you guys complaining about? Like, where did... And I know they have a lot of home games in a row, or away games in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, they have 5 in a row. And then they end with 4 in a row. But still, you've got 9 home games in a row. I did have someone, when I told them that, they said, well, do you think that'll give the fans fatigue? And I'm like, there's barely any fans that go to the game anyway, so I don't think that we'll notice a difference in attendance there. But yeah, I don't think they have anything to complain about. I thought Milwaukee's, you caught that, huh? I think Milwaukee's schedule's fine. I haven't really looked at any other teams.
I like Baltimore's schedule. I think it's pretty spaced out, and we don't travel too much. We travel to Dallas, we travel to Milwaukee, and then we'll travel to Tacoma. And then aside from that, we don't go anywhere outside our division.
Mm. Yeah.
Your schedule.
When the Wave schedule, it's somebody told me somebody's had all like weekday games.
Oh, that's Ontario.
Yeah. So Milwaukee has a Wednesday game end of December. And we join a pool league Wednesday nights where it's really hard to miss weeks because you have to do makeup games and everything. But our bye week is that exact same night. So it's like all the schedules align perfectly. Yeah, let's look at Ontario's schedule. This was brutal. Ontario has, there's no way to look up only home games. But I think all of their games are either Wednesday and they have one Sunday.
Ontario.
2 Sundays.
I think they have, I think majority are on Wednesday.
Oh no, it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then there's a couple Sundays in there.
Because Philly was saying that it's a perfect hump day activity.
Yeah, so they have 2 Sunday games and then 10 games that are either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Sounds good.
They're taking the Monterey approach.
They are. We'll see how it works out for them.
Yeah. All right, so that will do it for
Tonight
in this week. We don't know how often we're going to do shows. We'll probably start ramping them up every week soon.
Yeah. I think for now, I think we're keeping it every other week until probably like the month of. But we'll post it. We'll post it.
Unless Facebook crashes and we can't get a hold of each other at all in the entire day.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, that was interesting. But,
well, we could get a hold of each other. We just didn't have a way to do what we needed to.
Right. So a while ago, Scotty said, I feel another dad joke coming from Adam. So I feel I need to oblige by providing an outgoing dad joke. So 2 guys are robbing a liquor store. One guy says, "Is this whiskey?" The other guy says, "Yeah, but not as whiskey as robbing a bank." With that, good night.